out of bombs! Don't worry, just make it through one more attack and we got this!
Oh, my beloved ice cream bar. How I love to lick your creamy center. Ow! 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 And your oh so nutty chocolate covering. You're not like the others. You like the same things I do. Wax paper. Boiled football leather. Dog breath. We're not hitchhiking anymore. We're riding.
Stop it. You're talking crazy.
Oh, no. I know what you want. You coveted my ice cream bar.
Come on now.
No, you don't. You can't take it from me now. I've had this ice cream bar since I was a child. People always trying to take it from me. Why won't they leave me alone?
People assume that time is a strict progression of cause to effect, but actually, from a non-linear, non-subjective viewpoint, it's more like a big ball of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff.
Hey, Patchy, 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 Patchy.
What? What do you want, Marisa?
Well, what you reading?
It's a grimoire on magic, like 90% of the books in this library.
Yeah, but there's all kinds of magic. There's lightning magic, fire magic, water magic, love magic, Orlando magic, the Gathering Comma magic, Disney magic, magic, barbecued magic, HTC magic, and my personal favorite, blowing the living hell out of anything that moves magic.
Well, wait a minute, how do you know so much about all these kinds of magic?
Well, I'm a witch. It kind of comes with the territory.
Of course.
And of course all those books I stole from your library.
Yeah, I guess that also kind of makes... But what? You're still stealing books from my library?
Well, yeah, it's kind of a regular thing for me. But that's kind of besides the point. So what are you reading?
Well, if you really must know, this is actually a book on legal magic.
Legal magic? Never heard of it.
It allows me to sue anyone who steals any of my copyrighted spells, like my non-directional laser, which is copyright 112 post-border era, thus giving me the right to sue you for infringement.
So what you gonna do? You just gonna teleport me to court or something? Skibbity-bibbity-bop! Ah, crap. Well, hello again, Miss Kirasame. I do believe we're gonna have some fun today.
Going to the store, you need anything?
No more beer!
Lots of beer.
No!
I know, Ren. I'll read you a story.
A story?
It's my favorite book.
Okay.
Once upon a time, the sky grew black as blood. And the last word he spoke, as his head rolled across the floor, was... And they lived happily ever after. Good night, Ren. Ren? There you are! Aren't you asleep yet?
And now for case 1138, Knowledge versus Kirasame. Miss Knowledge, please state your case.
Ms. Kirasame stole one of my spells, copyrighted 112 post-border era, authorized by the Ministry of What's Right and What's Wrong.
And Miss Kirasame, what is your rebuttal?
Yes, my rebuttal. I would like to say, non-directional laser! Oh, what the?
This court uses Content ID tagging to identify the copyrighted spells, meaning you cannot use even one bullet from the copyrighted spell. even if it's for a demonstration.
Something tells me that the writer of this video is trying to make a not-so-subtle point here.
Hey, no breaking the fourth wall! The ministry frowns on meta-humor. Now, would you like to state your case again?
Sure, just let me think about it for a second. What spells do I have with copyright ownership? Stardust Reverie! Excellent, Marisa. Now that you have mastered Stardust Reverie, you now know all of my combat spells. Hooray! Does that mean you're gonna teach me how to dye my hair red next? Of course! As my faithful apprentice, you may learn and use any of my spells. Any of them. I love you so much, Mima. I hope we stay together forever.
Aha! I just thought of a really interesting case. I believe a famous man once said,
Stardust Reverie!
What? No! I partially own rights to that spell. I'm afraid we have not received official word from the copyright owner, so we cannot grant you license to use that spell. But she's a yokai! And what are you doing to your voice? Because you have violated the law twice, you are no longer allowed to speak more than 10 words per statement.
How the hell are you doing that?
I'm not.
I'm the one doing it.
Huh, what's a fairy like you doing here?
I'm here on community service.
Miss Child, I will have no lying in my court.
I'm sorry, I'm just here for the free copy.
Well, how come I didn't notice you before?
Because I'm hiding her, and I'm busy keeping a lookout.
Wait a second, why aren't you convicting these three? Can you give me any specific reasons why? I can give several. There was this one time they... Oh please, do go on. Anyway, there was this one time they stole a... Stole a what? You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Why, you little...
Gentlemen, behold! I have lost weight!
Hey, looking good.
Yes, all sugar's gone. Manually, with this!
Okay, I think I'm gonna go lunch.
I need to lose 20 more pounds, or I'll never be pretty!
We must eradicate science right off the face of the earth. We must endeavor to wipe it out, 'cause science can be tricky when you don't know what it's all about. It defeats you with robots, or it trips you with gravity, or solves lots of problems like curing fatal disease. So science does a few good things. Well, sure, but so does a gun if it falls into the wrong hands, man. Science could be used to kill our families and everyone.
Okay, Marcus, you've got me convinced. But how do we get rid of science?
Well, first, we'll have to state our hypothesis, explaining how we'll determine whether a given substance is science.
I see.
Then, we'll perform calculated tests, measuring our results against a control group until we can prove something is science.
Then we can destroy it.
Oh my gosh, I just thought of a problem. Don't we use lots of science to podcast my show?
Oh my gosh, do cars count as science? I drive to my mom's house to do all my laundry.
I think every machine involves science. Even washers and dryers. This is morally ambiguous. We should simply stop thinking for ourselves and turn to God. All of our problems will be solved, as long as everyone believes the same, and no one asks a question or gets sick. We'll all be fine.
Now, would you like to use a rebuttal that does not involve copyright infringement?
Well,
And after we stop whoever's at that mansion, I'm sure the red mist will just dissipate.
and where exactly do I fall into this?
Well, now that I got a reactor powerful to handle your spells, I challenge you for your Master Spark attack!
Oh, is that right? Well, there's no need to challenge me.
Alright, let's... Oh, wait a minute. You're not gonna fight me?
There's no need to. The Master Spark is a public domain spell. Anyone can learn it quite simply. All you have to do is concentrate your mind, whisper the spell into whatever you're shooting from tenderly, aim at someone you don't like,
And then you annihilate them!
lovingly, of course. It's kinda like an annihilation of love.
Okay, I think I gotcha. So it's kinda like this.
That was definitely not whispering.
Well, Miss Kirisame, we're waiting. What do you have to say for yourself? Alright, I have a case ready, and it's only 2 words long. And you just blew up the ministry? I won the case, didn't I? But blowing up the ministry of what's right and what's wrong breaks billions of rules. I mean, I know you're already going to hell for what you've been doing so far, but this really seals it. Reimu, I think you're missing the point of the story here. What point? Master Spark solves everything! That's the most asinine thing I've ever heard of. Well, what about everything? But everything!
Congratulations! This is the darkest sketch in television history! Darkest sketch! Darkest sketch! Darkest sketch!